Wish I could just take my time. I'm always in such a rush. They hate when I speak my mind. Or maybe I said too much. But she knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust. You never really know what's next. But it never seems to be enough. I hear them hating, but I don't even need them. I started in the basement, I make this shit look easy. She started getting naked, we hardly ever speak, and just get to going crazy. She don't wanna play these games with me. So now she got a taste of it. She wanna ride this wave with me. Don't remember I was wasted, girl. You can't put the blame on me. Losing our minds. Do this every night. Can you just unwind with me? Just like with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. I hate it when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much. She knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust. You never really know what's next. But it never seems to be enough. Just like with me. Just take my time. Always in such a rush. I hate it when I speak my mind. Maybe I said too much. She knows how hard it gets. Living in this life of lust. You never really know what's next. But it never seems to be enough.
You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better. Fuck me, don't fight me, yeah, fuck me, don't fight me. You're gonna love me. You said you could never leave me. Can't see your colors bleeding. Yeah, you better love me. Yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better. Fuck me, don't fight me, yeah, fuck me, don't fight me. You're gonna love me. You said you could never leave me. You're gonna love me, yeah, you better love me. Can't see your colors bleeding. Fuck me, don't fight me. You're gonna love me. Yeah, you better love me.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. It has been a minute. I'm gonna open up Limbus company right now, but Give me a second to find that, because it has truly been some time. Let's see here. Let's open up Steam. Requires an update. That would make some sort of sense. We gotta add a desktop shortcut since we don't have it right now. Let's get that settled in. There we go. Alrighty. Come over to game capture because we know we need that. My mic is a bit quiet compared to my mic is a bit quiet, really? It doesn't look like that when I'm looking at the actual, the audios. Is it still like that? My pizza has a plug. That's probably from all the yelling. Mike is still very quiet. Okay, let's go ahead. Was that it? How about now? Still kind of quiet? Turn down Limbus? Yeah, but we've never had that problem, you know what I mean? I've never had that problem with this microphone. Unless all my other streams were like that too, but like, Jesus. You know, never really had that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I have the headphones at like fucking decibels. Pull up the stream on your phone. Hold on, I gotta. So then I was saying. Wow. Wow, what the fuck? Oh, you know what? You're not. I know exactly what it is. Is it because we're in this, like, we're still updating it? Is that why? Yeah, no, it shouldn't be like that. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Alright everyone, welcome back. We're testing the audio real quick as I just fixed the, I think I believe I found what the problem is. Yeah! We fixed the problem. So what it was I had a game capture audio running at the same time as I had the headphone capture. So that didn't work, then that was not working. I have all these things I need to get. But yeah, guys, good evening. So, a couple things to go over. My voice is a little bit different. Not too crazily different, but it is a bit different. And it just has to deal with, like, a lot of the yelling that I was doing. Let's see, what else? I'm gonna drop this all. What else has changed? My weight, my face structure is probably a little bit sharper, and that's because I went from 172 pounds to like 158, 155, something like that. So that was a thing. That was like its own thing. I mean, that's really it. When it comes to, like, you know, stream-wise, those are pretty much the main things you'll notice. Working 100-hour weeks was, like, really tough. She was tough, gang. Not gonna hold you guys. Damn, that... Yo. It doesn't stop going. It goes off the screen. That's great. I don't... Yeah. Yeah. I want all of these. Yes. Alright, I'm gonna get all of these, but I also want to look just at the sinners themselves. Let me just go to like team 1. Turn Limbus back up a bit, sure. No problem there. We just got Ryoshu, new Ryoshu. Wait, go back. Okay, so she's Poise Bleed, Blade Trail, take 1+ damage for Slash Go, so basically up to 10 extra, which is really nice. Entanglement. One passive effects can increase. Oh, not bad. Oh, I like this. Yes, very cool. I'll read all of that later. 1 stack for every HP damage dealt. So basically an additional max 10%. Do you guys still need me to increase the Limbus volume? Because I will. Skill does not trigger defense skills, which is fucking sick. This is a skill 1, by the way. Skill 1, that's... So this is gonna roll up to... Oh, well, I need to get all the upties and shit like that, but... This is a skill 1 that rolls 18. Unclashable. Applies base factor, decreasing sanity while using the skill. 1 offense level to gain 1 base power? Wow. Buff is from the season WoW ego. That makes it deal like 18k. Jesus. If the target is a House of Spiders ally, deal 100% 20 HP damage is fixed damage. Jesus. But you gotta venerate your parents like you venerate the very heavens. Jesus. Poise bleed. Slash damage equal to entanglement times 3%. Nice. Once again, unclashable, no defense skills. Skills attack weight equal to the number of enemies that have Phantom Trace. Yeah, I know. Fine. Wait, hold on. Fuck. Forgot I moved shit. Word. The entangled clue of time devours my consciousness. Bro, what the... Like, what a fucking one-liner. No reason to say it like that. Is it aura farming in text form? Accompanied by observant contemplation. Do you guys want me to read this out loud, by the way? Because I will. You can kind of tell who is who here. What the fuck? This is fair. This is very fair. When I'm done with this pizza slice, I'll start reading. That's Valencia. Does her evade really kill allies? Just start killing people. Okay. Sorry, I haven't read aloud in a minute. Let me grab the water. It's like my throat's already dry. I haven't even started talking yet.
One more. Uno más. ¡Beba! ¡Dame! What happened like this? Babe, give me a towel. You not just do that. What did you do?
Yeah, act like that wasn't entirely your fault. Okay. Once upon a time. No, I'm just kidding. They were here, the Nurse Fathers, in each scene that I was a part of, in every single one that took the place in the house of this. I can't speak. In every single one that took place in the House of Spiders. Not even a day or an hour of my time has gone by without them being a part of it. And the spiders built a house in the corners of my memories. The Nurse Fathers tainting every hour of my life they inhabit. And of course, even that memory I abominated. And there was nothing to stay my sword hand. You nurtured my worlds into a world of you, a world of pain and sorrow where it leaves seek not the sunshine but death. Let's put an end to this tragedy. It has long overstayed its welcome. Let's cut and sever, because I relish in the silence that always follows every time you're whipped away. Oh fuck. Everything falls away, severed, burned into empty whiteness, delaminated from the world, leaving only scattered instants undulating between the shattered memories. The screaming, the struggling, all of it is then reduced to inconsequential instants that lie beyond the edge of perception. String severance. Severing the memories, severing the Nurse Fathers, severing myself. Everything that comprises a man is cut away, slice by slice. Even the things that would have filled the void become hollow themselves. Without anything to want. Without anything to look back on. Here comes ineffable grandeur. Here comes ineffable delight. Here comes ineffable emptiness. Here comes ineffable suffering. Here the ineffable comes. Here they come from the end of the road. And so the project has come to an end. Well, it seems to me that it has been completed exactly as the esteemed Capo de Capi has envisioned. Okay, good. So we actually do get some lore as to like what the fuck is going on. Why do I read like everything like it's a movie trailer? I don't fucking know. I just came from 100 hours a week of straight LARPing. You tell me why I fucking read everything like it's an announcement. Oh, this is the Rings Maestro? Hold on. Gorgeous! I would have loved to have exhibited it at my art gallery, had it been something that could have been transported. A Star of the Pinky? I don't even know how the fuck this... The Tiantia Star. The star that sees not a field of I don't know that word. Variegated existences and moments in the continuum of time, but instead a universe encompassing landscape, shining the light that enables temporal entanglement. Texan Bro Langhang. Is Bro the LARP master? Low key, I might be. It is as though the selfsome star has risen before me. Its gleaming is as sorrowful as that of a pearl. Put me into a game for a bit there. Speaking of which, I believe it is about time we discussed rewards for those who managed to complete it. I mean, someone must have played a central role in seeing Project House of Spiders to its completion, yes? Too bad, though. Whoever it was seems to have been consumed by their own creation. The middle's great sister? Well, probably some useless trash. The thing's a landfill after all, ain't it? Whoever got sucked into it was probably some nasty piece of shit that deserved to get discarded. Oh, fuck, the index is messenger. How do I LARP the index? Hold on. The prescript dictates that the index will take over the management of this phenomenon, effected after 3 days' time. Oh, you index dickheads. Under no circumstances should any of the fingers express the intent to take sole ownership of our shared property. Does the will of the prescript care so little for the lives of its messengers that it would send them to die? Its objectives are as enigmatic as always. What's to say that the index won't receive a prescript before 3 days pass, instructing them to share the right of possession equally amongst the fingers? Let us wait and see how things develop before leaping to action. As for the messenger, let's chuck him into the landfill, where its garbage is supposed to be buried, right? Then the star will glimmer for yet another fleeting moment. Bro, I'm looking 5 niggas at the same time. 5-layer LARP, bro. Brother. Alright. That was pretty cool. So we did actually get a bit of context into what the fuck that was about, which is always good to know, good to have. Let's take a look. So, poise, bleed, burn, which is a thing, I suppose. I think we looked at all this already. Rin space is a 22. Final power for every... So, final power plus 5, bringing it to 27. Base power, bringing it to 32. Gain attack rate for every entanglement up to 2, which is fucking insane. That would mean a 3 attack weight. And the number of actual targets, which is insane. Oh, it's up to 60% extra damage. Randomly inflict more entanglement blade trail between targets. 50% damage on critical hit, which is fucking ridiculous. Inflict bleed, inflict burn, activate bleed. Holy shit, she has 3 S3s. Ugh. Okay. Rin Space Echo Shear is an attack weight 3 that goes up to 18. Every string severance. Different unique effect based on the just defeated. Skill loses 1 base power and gains an extra coin 1 before using coin 2. Okay, interesting, I suppose. For every entanglement, which is a max stack of 4, which would be 4, so you're looking at 17, 18, 22. Deal 50% extra damage. Yep, good. Min and max stack cap by 1 and reset entanglement to max stack of 2. Jesus. When the last 2 House of Spiders IDs drop, S3-2 becomes a 6 coin skill. Yeah, that would literally be 20... 2. Up to 4, so like a 26 roll. Kind of nuts. The star's blade. Etch a mark into the earth, such as the purpose of the blade was made to serve. Into the sword is poured the light of a star, so that something may be left behind in this land. That's pretty stupid. That's dumb as hell, boy. This indeed paves a new avenue in the field space rending techniques. Have you heard? One may think that the rending, the very fabric of space, is the culmination of the way of the blade. But the path extends beyond that. Continue training, and one develops their own unique style of doing so. It adds another layer of artistry by leaving an unconventional touch to the universal technique, allowing for the rent to linger, or sometimes even be reduced into a flash of an instant. It is somewhat the point of pride for those who walk the way of the bleed, meaning that it is also a frequent point of contention in the field. It is reminiscent of the days I used to engage in discourse of comparable belligerence with the other maestros. It's not one coin power, it gains coin power based on entanglement. The final coin does, but that's only the final coin. Skill does not trigger the target's defense skills. Rinse-based string connection. Skill does not trigger defense skills. Gain 5 points. Gain Shen. Min-max speed +2. Base skill. Gain 2 poise. 1 poise count. This unit's base attack deals 10% extra damage. Take 20% damage from unopposed and unbreakable coins. Nice. What triggers this shit? No, seriously, what the fuck triggers... What triggers range space string connection? Oh. So 50 plus Dewey Star's Blade, which we gain via... Dewey Star's Blade. Oh, total sum of blade trail stacks inflicted. Cool. Yep. Alright, defense. Targets 1. The House of Spiders ally with the latermost deployment. 1 plus string target 1 additional ally at the skill, or if the target has been used. Use Slay the Heavens Tianxia against target as an unopposed attack. It doesn't instantly kill them, no? Oh. Is this saying that it's gonna guarantee kill? Does this mean that it guarantees? Oof. Why specifically 120%, bro? Who the fuck is out here gaining 20% extra health? I don't know, aura? Interesting. Prioritizes Pinky Apprentice last? Why? My Phantom. Anyways, that shit cool as fuck. Wait, let me see the passives. Shield HP, I see. What the fuck? Wait, this is insane. Bro, what the fuck? That's a goated support for poise IDs. What the hell? Dude, what the fuck? Her passives are actually sick. I don't have the funny level 50, like, or level 60 fucking thingy. This is so sad, chat. Defense level down next turn. This is goated. Inflict bleed. One protection, 5 defense level up, shield HP equal to 5%. Never again am I doing that. I don't want food on the bed. Shield HP equal to 5% of this unit's current HP. I read a bit of her passives. They were long, I'm gonna be real. I get the gist of it. When hit with the last coin of an attacker, pierce damage equal to 20%. Jesus. Yo, so if she gets hit, the other person's fucked. Which is good, because I kind of wanted that. Does she have a synergy with any of the others? Because if not, then I really just don't. I don't want it. So, unique charge. Upon entering encounter for the first time, gain number of ring faction allies times 2 corpus ingredient. If the skill dealt HP or shield damage, gain 5 corpus ingredient. Target is killed, gain additional 3. What's the max cap? 20, okay. 1 corpus ingredient every time this unit consumes 10 in cumulative corpus ingredient count. If the above effect brings this unit's corpus ingredient potency to 2 or higher, gained artwork fascia. It's probably fascia. It is fascia. At 1, base power plus 1. 2, if the enemy has bleed or unique damage, bleed or unique bleed, deal 10% damage. If 1 or more bleed potency and count at 3 and base power 4 at 4. Jesus. Yo, what the fuck? That's nuts. Yeah, you're right. Speed, clash power, and damage buff gained from somatic fission inspiring melody. Wow. Like, generally speaking, just wow. Attack inflicted heal 4 SP. Dude, what the fuck? When hit, allies that equip defense skill in their slots inflict floor bleed. So it's basically Iron Maiden. Holy fuck, dude. These IDs are, like, fucking stupid. What the fuck? Self-unbound flow state, min-max 2, new set base skills, 20% extra damage. Base attack to enemies whose speed is a little slower than this unit. What the fuck, dude? Wow. Okay, so these are Iron Maiden exclusive skills. So I'm assuming she starts off Iron Maiden and then goes to Self-Unbound Flow State. Self-Unbound Flow State, let's see how we get to it. Upon entering an encounter for the first time, gain Iron Maiden. We already pretty much figured that out. If the unit has artwork fascia, the unit loses Iron Maiden, gains self-unbound flow state. I see, I see. So, how do we do that? So, count is 20, but how the fuck does potency work? So I want to make sure that I'm... Oh! No. Okay, I figured it out. Gain 1 corpus ingredient. That's the potency every time she consumes 10 or more. So the consummation is mainly going to be happening on her skill 2. And her skill... Nope, just looks like... Nope. Okay, so skill 2 and skill 3 will consume. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Alright, cool. Yeah, she's pretty strong, actually. Let's see that Ring Maestro, dude. I'm curious. We currently have like 6... We currently have 627 people in the stream right now. If you guys could, please don't forget to leave a like. It really does help out the channel. We are going to start ramping back up here pretty soon. So I would really appreciate all the help I can get, especially coming back from a bit of a dry spell. So we have Anatomize. It's an inflict 2 bleed. Shut the fuck up, Dippy. We have an inflict 2 bleed, inflict 2 defense level down, which is insane if you pair that up with fucking... Holy moly, dude. Yeah, these guys synergize really well. Okay, so... It's indiscriminate and unclashable. 6 AK Hell on Earth. Yeah. External effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. Its attack does not hit. Apply 4 offense level on target. For his Extincted Battle 3. I'm gonna read that. 10 plus corpus ingredient, consume 5 to gain clash power plus 1 and an unbreakable coin. 1 bleed count, 1 bind, 1 haste. Gain 4 corpus ingredient count. If target has 5 plus types negative effect, use installation art number 3 improvised rib cage. Which is this. Consume 4 corpus count. And that's on hit on the, so it'll just hit another time because it fucking hates you. Holy shit. 5 SP damage, heal 5 SP on self, inflict Corpus Theater, which is when this unit gains bleed from enemy attacks, randomly gain one of the following effects: 3 bleed potency, 1 bind, 1 defense power down, which is fucking nuts. Tibia's Melody, atomization of the unatomized by the atom. Ooh, nigga. Deal 30% damage for every excess attack rate beyond the number of actual targets. Final power plus 1 for every bleed. That's a max 2. That's 4. So I'm looking at 12, 15, 17. Final power plus 2 again. So that's 19. Jesus. Okay, so inflict 3 bleed, 1 bind, 1 haste, 1 damage down, 1 slash damage up, inflict 1 bleed count. Closing time, installation art number 1, your flesh and bones as the gallery seats. When attacking single target, deal 100% extra damage, which is fucking stupid. And of course, I'm looking at 5 here, so this is 22 automatically. Final power plus 2 is a 24. That's stupid. This is dumb. Stream planned to be, by the way? I don't know. I don't know. Gain assist defense once per turn. Assist defense is gonna be clashable counter. Pretty strong. Trailer kits for tomorrow's update. Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. Upon entering the counter for the first time, gain Hella Corpus. Base attacks and chargeable skills. The ring allies. Do we count the ring pointless guys as ring allies? Because that would low-key be goated. I'm reading. You know Project Moon niggas can't read, so it takes extra time. Gain 21 viewing the tableau. Let's use a skill. Does not have view tableau. Place one of the base skills of closing starting installation nodes. Ooh. For the House of Spiders, the ring uses its skill 3. Only uses my How We Love the Flesh and Blood on Faust once per turn. Slow it down. And 1 bleed count next turn on one enemy with the fastest speeds and focus encounters of the part. Yo! It's good stuff, dude. This is awesome. I love these guys. Do I have enough to do both? Yeah, I don't. The nurse fathers are like guaranteed to be stronger. I know that much to be true. Do I already have? Yep. Obviously, I would prioritize the nurse father. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna do it this way. And back into the mines. Let's see if this is as long. I'm gonna try and speed through this one. Okay, yeah, I can't. So we're getting Matthias Otis tomorrow? The ring just babbles? Yeah, I know. I was just seeing if they were gonna say anything important. It was a conversation between him and her. Otis is out. But I can't shard that nigga. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Yes, I can. Oh shit, wait, hold on. Oh, that guy looks cool. You bum! Fighting for my life right now, you guys have no idea. You mean to tell me I actually have to play the game, nigga? I can't tell you the last time I had to play the game. And their costume must get you. Perhaps could not respond would be a more precise statement. I have much flesh to give. It's pity it. I'm pleased to be recruiting for a short while. The cerebrum. I'm afraid that necessitates further studies. For now, only segments that are non-essential to Faust's continued existence have been accessed. She was carrying out a surgical procedure on herself. When we're permitted a closer look, however, one would soon learn that the product of was flesh would be more visible to you. Possessing her choice cut of meat. These made such an interpretation even more convincing. You no longer grow up with grain this time, you have a more efficient to absorb inside. Shall all constituent elements of Faust's corpus, excluding the cephalic region, have been transferred to you. She does justice to the present state of the being. The only human tissue within that body is now a brain with partially degraded function. To point the pronoun I might as well represent the great sword designation as fascia in all but name. Perhaps this very same impression is one that Faust wished to inspire through fascia, who will one day be exhibited on a pedestal for her audience to appraise. The constructed impromptu dialogue has measured declined, following the excision of brain slices last time. Sorry, Fascia. Your absorption of the corpus ought to be accompanied by a more stimulating conversation. The wait won't be long, though. A critique symposium is scheduled for today with the other apprentices. It did require a degree of effort to convince those lay people who have no interest in the study of art, but... Rarely, that is, I did meant to hear the... Interest in that too. Good for the stores. Yeah. Holy shit. The two biggest fucking yappers. The Ring and Don Quixote, bro. I'm not trying to deal with all that right now. Yeah, I probably do need to run that. I definitely need XP. Becoming a Blade Linnaeus is Jesus. Yeah, okay. Wait, what the fuck is... Nocturnal Sweeping? 7.5 hard? Alright, bro. Shut your bitch ass up! What do you mean don't worry about it right now? It's literally cool. It's cool. It's a thing. It's real. We're about twining threads first. What do you mean? Meet the voice of the bro that got his head chopped off. What does that even mean? What the fuck are we talking about right now? I know this. What the fuck are y'all yapping about? First interval passing me. Pino was up for Martin and the LCEs. I thought I'd seen more of my fair share of deaths throughout the journey with the center. I've had witnessed this many people gathered, and I'm pleased to mourn the deceased together. The unfamiliarity made me feel a bit out of place. The center seemed to be feeling that similar sense of being out of their element as well. Some of them were asking more so. Apparently the most knowledgeable of them all when it comes to funeral process and etiquette. All manner of questions or pointers. Primary purpose, hand placement, and gesture are unimportant if that objective can be accomplished. Center here attended a funeral before, back when we set foot in that Grim Manor in T-Corp. was Catherine's funeral. She was very dear to Heathcliff. It had to be the Golden Bow's influence somewhere along the way. Everyone, yeah, we already knew that. The Golden Bow had always been there in that manner, and that Nellie was coaxed into stealing it by Herman. Linton, in their minds, was now a grieving brother who had been conducting research for his dead sister's sake. Nobody questioned it. Not Don Quixote, not Faust. Every single sinner believed the twisted version of the memory as if it was proven fact. Heathcliff and I gave up on trying to correct them. Instead, we just check in on each other's memories every now and then. Because if there's something that he realized and I realized, it was that anything tied to Catherine had already been painted over, every detail gilded and glossed over with the glow of the bow. The point is, how should I put this? The circumstances of that funeral didn't exactly leave us much room to properly express our condolences back then. Between Heathcliff running on a rampage and that Hindley guy bent on interfering with the execution of the will, I assumed that sort of impediment was pretty common stuff for funerals, but apparently not. No. Well, father an apprentice, or is he poor? Fuck you. I think it's actually rare to see a place that follows proper funeral procedures. The one at Wuthering Heights was one of the more proper funerals, if only for pretending to not have a process. They at least prepared a coffin and even had a formal reading of the will. Funerals are considered an extravagant... You guys know what? I'm tired of you guys, okay? I've been gone for like 6 to 8 weeks, and you motherfuckers are like, he's kind of poor. I'm tired of you niggas, bro. What other options do people usually have? We used to just leave them where they died. Dead go in peace and to bury them in a grave. In Hongwan, people tend to set up graves if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guarantee that they wouldn't lose the burial room by the next restructuring day. Hohenheim scoffed and hung his head. A choice foolishness, all of it. Comforting the soul of the departed, another mendacity. All those funds so carelessly squandered, all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragile excuse to cling on. Are those words from the heart, or something that he said to convince himself? Whichever was the truth, I couldn't see the look on his face with his head tucked so low. The funeral didn't last long. It was just a brief moment of silence, followed by a few quick goodbyes that were shorter still. The ceremony came to a close once Alyssa, who was still in recovery, came to pay her final respects. The flames devoured the coffins of Martin and the other researchers, announcing the end of their existence with a crackle of firewood. Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel. Dante says we'll remain here until Gregor's condition settles. Since is again a few days after his unforeseen metamorphosis in the battle against the Thrum nurse father. He was given a checkup, and Hohenheim said there was no cause for concern. Physically, that is, the psychological assessment turned up disastrous, to say the least. Gregor was declared unfit for combat deployment for the time being. So he wants to look into the sign you manifested. So we just second green lighting the project, which means what I'm telling you is more of a notice of investigation than a request for permission. No cause for concern. Doggedy, he was tweaking. I feel like that, boss. Not to worry, Sinclair. A swipe or two of your skin, maybe some talk therapy, that's all there is to it. Of course, if we had your consent, the avenues of research could be vastly... No, I'm not giving your consent. Reference the other departments have also submitted search and observational purposes. Oh, you have no idea. We had to get the boss to fend off the LCA's Mirror World Observatory department and their hissy fits. They wanted to be the first ones to get their hands on you and spearhead the research, you see. And had we allowed them, they'd have kept you for a good few months before letting you go. So the least you could do is thank us. Is be a good boy and cooperate. All I could do was offer an unspoken encouragement to Sinclair, who sounded ready to collapse into a full-blown panic any minute. What about you? You're not going with them? Oh, it's back to the long-term recovery ward for me. I always thought scientific research was the one thing that flamed my passion. But with the recent events having introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized that time off beats research projects in my book, marginally. While it lasts, I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by our department will be rejected for the rest of the year. She doesn't give more than a week off per year. As soon as Elijah trudged off with her dragging steps, the researchers seized Sinclair and whisked carried, really? Oh, Jesus Christ! Alright, we should get going too. Oh, do you all have somewhere to be? Well, I thought I'd go visit Gregor. Worried about him. Got something I said I'd help with. Gotta be there for it. I'm going with Sinclair to get some rest. Also, to keep an eye on the researchers and stop them if they try anything fishy with the experiments. Let me know later if you need anything, Dante. Singers fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay here. The only one keeping me company now were Ryoshu, who'd been filling the air with thick cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who's sniffing and asking around every corner for Vespa and Avelli and requests for the new color fixer's whereabouts. Faust was still here, too, staring blankly into the air. She accessing the Gesellschaft. You seem to have some time to spare. Hohenheim's bitch ass came over to me. This makes things rather convenient. There's something I had intended to discuss with you and Senator Ryoshu, a matter that requires your assistance. What kind of assistance? I could just step in as my interpreter. Not that I don't appreciate her gesture, especially since she'd usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else to interpret whenever the issue came up, but I can't help but doubt whatever her choice method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything. There's a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires interpretation into yet another linguistic form equally demanding of it. It would seem we are in need of more manpower. Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to a sudden pause, as though an idea had crossed his mind. At the end of his gaze was a certain someone who was busy badgering LCCA employees with their relentless questioning. Cornered by Don Quixote, ran the fuck away. Indeed, there's a task that requires your assistance. You seek to emulate the virtue of charity. Does that entail turning down the earnest plea of those in need? Basically, she asked, how can I help? Delegating the interpretation of manager's speech to Center 4 has proven to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says. The request for interpretation was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling in the present circumstance is a welcome one. Simply that your nationality and inefficiency of your suboptimal staffing choice in the workflow have become sufficiently unbearable. Faust hopes that this was not some guileful scheme devised to elicit Faust's cooperation. I deemed that the two of you should be the most familiar with the structure and the layout of the house. After all, you were the one monitoring the entirety of the five-pronged assault operation, and Center 4's familiarity does not seem... I don't know what the fuck he said. Oh, they're going back to the House of Spiders. You've assisted enough. Perhaps you could help, Faust. Not immediately, no. There's one more member you should bring along. Oh shit. Is Kira gonna become a recurring character? That would actually be a vibe, dude. She's kinda cool. Survivor. Looking down on that mouse like it's their reason you're bored. Jesus Christ. Kira was sitting on the edge of the bed in the center of her room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. For someone recovering from the bisection, she didn't look much different from how she'd appear when I seen her through the sinner's shared vision. Holy fuck, I can't talk. Hasn't begun yet. We are waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders. Then what's she even doing here? Just shut your bitch ass up, Lucius. There is work to be done contingent upon information obtainable only by the recent inhabitants of the House of Spiders. Ah, fuck. No TV, no comic books, just a super prickly glare and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time. And now you suddenly need my help? Give me a reason I should cooperate. Hohenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely, unperturbable expression. Help. Put you to use, I believe is what I said. Your survival is not incidental. It is the result of a calculation. The company anticipates a potential profit by keeping you alive. Expected gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast on the company's part, you would have already been disposed of. The upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciation costs of this room, even at half their current numbers. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide, oh my god, I might as well just kill myself. Decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth, or shall we say lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, suffice to say that such a reassessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation for immediate disposal. I'm fucking exhausted, chat. I'm fucking tired. I mixed decide and convene, bro. Give me a break. When I'm always out of way with words that could prickle and sting. But with Kira, it almost felt as he traded the unusual thorn off for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it right where it hurt. I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out anyways. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not after I killed a bazillion of your guys. Form of corporate level retaliatory response against your person. That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. Then I must tell you that unlike your typical backstreet syndicate such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that may incur losses. The value of the information that could be extracted from an apprentice of the Middle and the combat's prowess honed under the tutelage of the Great Brother of the Middle, these two considerations are likely would increase your value in the eyes of the company. You should consider yourself fortunate. Other companies would not solicit your cooperations by means of verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through intermediary steps such as this. Even without reporting to such... Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electrical shocks, and stimulations. And of course, procedures utilizing distortions and abnormalities. That being said, the LCE department prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects. I do hope we share a similar predilection. I lament that. You're so freaking annoying, you know that? Feeling is entirely mutual. Leaving the biting Shilipus threats to sink in, Hohenheim turned toward the exit. Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. That too is a rather foolish thing to say. What if for this matter to you, manager, work of this sort likely falls within your capabilities more than my own? I actually look like low-tier god. I might just kill myself. Yeah, might have to kill myself for that. With that, Honheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. His reaction was understandable. Kira was low-key killing a bunch of our guys. What should I even say? Puff. I thought when someone quite unexpectedly made her way to Kira. Yoshihide? Heard you got stabbed in the back by Matthias. That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he had cut through me too. That's why he did exactly that, to aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in a family. Family, coming from him. A middle mutt thrown out of his kennel. Doesn't it sound ridiculous even to you? That fucker Matthias was a great brother only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprising, it's the ST for the bowl cut too. Gojo's. 2 damage. Taste? Oh, young Ryoshu, could it be that thus to harbor a passion zeal for fic? I quickly clapped a hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation. The point is that you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you live or die, I can shorten the hesitation. Choose quickly or I'll slice your neck clean right this instant. Oh, snap your neck completely. Bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty axe straight to the grave. Lilies of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive. Weird-ass abbreviations. Didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, Clock. They even confiscated her book. You think the middle sorry excuse for loyalty means so much for this stray cat that she'd bite us? Besides, no, better hear from her instead. Tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket. Hopper was weaker than y'all. You're the jerk's brat, alright. Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't. What are you doing?
Can I have a cookie?
No, come over here and get the cookie. I'm not throwing the cookies onto the bed.
My books are out.
And we called Hohenheim, who'd been waiting outside, back in.
독재팀의 협조가 필요합니다.
녹슨 총에 날카롭고
지령을 받아 독재팀의
녹슨 총
이번에도 지령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere in the endless stretch of corridors hadn't changed, but Callisto's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were fixed all around the back doors. Shady bastards moved in already. Guard reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures. Seems introduction to are in order for both sides. This is the team leader Alan from the Wayfarer Company, who will be working with us on the investigation into the house's back doors. Ooh, Aspirant W Corp. Kind of freaky though. Imagine showing up to a library and you see the most legendary of color fixtures alive and on the enemy team. Just start crying, bro. It's over for you. You might as well just start crying. Hey, this guy looks like a normal ass nigga. He's almost guaranteed to die. Going off of recent trends, this motherfucker is almost guaranteed to die. Where Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in a strangely uneven rhythm, as if ticking didn't bother him at all, like he was sticking to a script he had rehearsed. You capitalize on the suppression of the distortions T Corp as leverage to push your products and the. This is a lot of yapping, bro. Faust didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyways. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Hohenheim. He was referring to the Monolith Sales project. The credit was attributed to the LCB and the express request of Mr. Herbert T Corp's executive director. To Binus Floor? Oh yeah, bro. Can you imagine just being like, is that a fucking arbiter? And then you just fucking die, bro. You fucking imagine, bro. Okay, yeah, so we have arbiters, beholders, and claws. Alright, bro, I'm about to send all y'all niggas to the Shadow Realm. That's it. The stream's getting pulled into a black hole. Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in the show of irritation. She still gave up a sliver of the information she had. Nothing if it's about Robo-Unk in his room. Robo-Unk is fucking crazy. I've seen Albina hid up that door and the other one over there when she was popping out to farm stuff, but farm? Oh, it's gathering material. What kind of material? Human guts and all that. Jesus. She'd come back hauling piles of them. Piles above the great arbiters. They keep pissing me off. Damn! Moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. Even before I could register what happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch by Alan. Akira is nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but this one seemed to have completely caught her off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in a rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard, it was the motion of the punch itself that somehow felt off. The fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions was there, but it just didn't look normal. What the hell's wrong with it? What manner of discourtesy is this? Ah. Without whining, I thought the brat could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed a level of warning that would not be inappropriate in this case. Team Leader Allen, that sort of conduct may not be an issue in an organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay. My apologies. I will keep that in mind moving forward. Allen stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hornheim handled the situation. Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Allen. Behavior that defied the standard laws of physics, presumably a form of technology utilized by Wayfarer Company. Puff. That door should lead to the one of the ringed protected turfs. Other two on the left. I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But, it's all blurry. We now know that the doors likely connect to a perceivable area. That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for Wayfarer's company's backdoor mapping progress. Which means there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past those doors. Alright then, I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first? He's gonna die too. I want him fucking dead. Throwing Kira's jab, Alan began setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Just this once, there are procedures for handing over field operations. Wildlife exhibit? That's us all once drawing squints and frowns from the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make out the room filled with statues or perhaps taxidermied animals. But like a gallery of sorts. That was just insane. That's the whale from 8 Association Great Lakes Special Issue. Yeah, Alan is a father, the random Canto 1 fixer Albert. Or Herbert. Man, seeing it in real life sure hits different. In the Indigo Elder solo, one-shots these monsters with the harpoon of his. It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we've encountered, though. Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singular free, modified, yada yada yada. They're not alive. Duh. Robo-Unks did say that the ring had these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here is dead. Still looks crazy sick, though. The vibe really hits. Just trying to play it cool. Kira kept sneaking glance at the massive horn display off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity given the presence of a certain someone in our party. Don Quixote? The eye of the second kindred of House Tepes. What is it doing here? Of the word kindred, I couldn't help but follow Quixote's gaze. Opposite the whale was another kind of exhibit. It contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things, starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention, and body parts like hands and bones that looked as though they had been stripped from the human body. Kill it? It's a gallery of the School of Fauvism. Probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's atelier and an auction house. Making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate lockdown sequence. Footsteps close to him from somewhere nearby. Another maestro. Kind of like Popeye's in a way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here. Shooting is not a viable solution. The door is connected to thousands of spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Alan is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. As tension thickened, one of the strangers who wore a peculiar bone mask stepped forward. Good song from this novella. Didn't you play this already? It seem authentic. I don't want poor old Crisis to feel left behind. I know what Tepes is. Thanks. I am slightly surprised by the name drop, but it's not like crazy. The voice that spoke to us carried equal part curiosity and delight. You came through that door. Then the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling, fallen from her parents' webs. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Ah, right. Makes sense that you'd fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask back when I used to visit as your tutor. A wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing into the raw, still thrashing flesh of living prey, and the predator's ferocious yet cavernously resonant howling. Rings a bell. You're that maestro whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it? Yes, that's right. Emile Benoit. And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see. Looks like that mind of yours is still as sly as a raven, unlike your nurse father's. Yeah, his fit is... Yeah, that fit has aura like a motherfucker. Can we get him as a character, bro? Jesus. I'm trying to have some ring characters like that, bro. This guy's goated. I only remembered that because the tactility of hides and guts made for a passable AW. Ah, fuck! But a feeling she was, in fact, dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. First glance, it looked like he was casually using the... Yep. The lockdown sequence thing, how much longer till it's ready? Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence. Don Quixote had been shooting the ring members, and incensed glare sparked by the discovery of a kindred's eye. I swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans. We cannot expect haste, fuck. Plan A. Any suggestion that doesn't involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion. Involve. Instead, maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do, because he opened his mouth as soon as she was going to start. The moment he followed Faust's eyes and what she was looking at, he quickly shut his mouth and said nothing forward. Faith in potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws. Ariashiki. I was going to try using it anyways. I've long wanted to see if a maestro's death is any different. Telling her that we were just leaving. Won't work, will it? No, it won't. Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to the artist of the wing. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that was so conveniently been delivered to them. It is improbable that they will allow us to return unharmed. Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshu is the wielder of Ariashiki. Don Quixote is a kindred of a higher generation, and I happen to house a golden bough in my fucking head. I have no idea how much information the ring has on us, but even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Does it matter if I'm SAT or Knocklock? Think of that woman as Lei Hang, and do as you did in HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Right, that's probably our best shot. Resonate with the golden bough, secured advantage to fight on equal filling, then catch them off guard by slowing down the flow of time. A cut from Ariashiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us time to get away. The floor of the exhibit only houses submissions from students and docents, but if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all, this is a gallery of the School of Fauvism, and mine, the gallery of Emile Benoit. Which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here, a masterless one at that. Acquiring the Ariashiki makes it worth the cost. Confusion flickered across Ryoshu's face when she tried to unsheath her blade. What's the matter? How? The lock the House of Spiders used to bind Ariashiki with no longer exists, so why can't I draw the blade? Now that's unexpected. So the rumors of you mastering that relic, were they false? The maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryoshu recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. The wound looked nothing more than a light gash, yet the maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood of Ryoshu's arm and her own, as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking. I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was House of the Spiders a success or failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is? Ask any student, and they'll give the same predictable answer. The deadly venom, the sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing. The maestros advanced towards us with assured certainty. Then sieged a beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. It was something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing. I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine, linked like a chain, and the jaw, bound not by bone, but by ligaments that allow the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admire their structural refinement. The thrice coiled ring on her finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and the ceilings suddenly began to echo with the sickening squelch and crack of flesh and bones assembling. Yes, Emile is a woman. I just like the idea of the fucking ring just having like really fucking pompous voices, and I can't do like a pompous female voice very well. And the only reason I can't is because my voice has shifted to being fucking always like this. I literally can't turn off like this. Like whatever, like speaking from my chest, like I can no longer turn it off. We're past the point where I can like turn off projecting my voice. Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim this delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake? The maestro plunged her arm into the long serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence radiated a pressure as oppressive as that of the nurse fathers, only more primal and untempered. Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider. Oh, and I'm... Is a lock sequence still not ready? 1 minute to go. Step aside. The attack from the ego gear Hohenheim hastily brandished didn't even last a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. As I scrambled to equip the sinners with their identities, something abruptly stopped the beast-like appendage midway through its hurtling motion. The one who intercepted the blow? Shit. Was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arm with her still-sealed blades. She suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of. Anything other than that, other than regret. To be proper member, you've inked quite the quantity of tattoos onto yourself. You must be the new kid Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way? Fucked if I know. I'm already regretting it, alright. Why did I even? Let's get into the body just to clash that on. Sight can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure. Oh, no. So that broke boy and Aw's arm from the deadlock as well. The maestro lashed out again with the monstrous limb, but 'tis a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel. Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of my badass form for only a moment. Agent. However, this shift was a master's tactics. They reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bone, sending her remains crushed. Exit with which was once Don Quixote. The students of the ring surrounded Kira, barging her way out. Oh. Taking Kira back to this would mean having a sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through that door. You talk too much. She rushed into the doorway, chasing at the steps to gun ahead, but Cure would be strong enough addition to fight for us, but the ring members that have managed to cross the floor formed a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just the sinners I have on my side would not be the best course of action. In that case, let's see. Oh, there's a radio one after another. Ready for your order. No, I wanted to fight the maestro.
뛰어난 병사라도 적재적소에 쓰지
Why
않고
Malkuth?
공의 무는
Off rip too, like
우선
why?
전황부터 살피지.
Oh, he's doing that thing where they just fucking rips the soul from them. For a glimpse of the power that shall reign over the kingdom. Malkuth. What are the odds that these win? I mean, they're like pretty decent odds, don't get me wrong. But we're gonna have to take some karmic consequence for a minute. Because I need to secure the initial sanity. Yeah, let's do that. Secure the initial sanity before we start fucking going for, well, you guys know what I'm trying to say here. Oh, dude, I'm really liking the new update. I can definitely, like, feel the game being a little bit smoother than I remember it. It definitely loads a little bit faster. Oh my lord.
주분께서 너희에게 거는 기대가 크더군. 최선을 다해라.
주군께서는 사소한 실수로 책잡지 아니하시니 너무 긴장하지 말고 임하게.
Full bloom? Yeah, I was about to say, this should be like damn near guaranteed.
돌아가라.
Now, why I'm running a sinking team? I don't know, I just felt like running a sinking team. At least for this node, like we'll have to see how it's kind of used. I'll take a look at the enemy's stats in a moment here. They didn't look like they were crazy threats, so I just didn't really take a look into them. These guys are also sinking. Mostly bleed though. First up is always with a single animal. Modded color, red. Offense level up, maximum 3 times, so they can go up by 3 offense level. Kind of puts them at like 66, but they're just kind of like, they're kind of weak in general. Kira is a level 65. She's like automatically stronger than everyone, bro. Fuck. Yeah, we're also at like 63s-ish. So really, we should have like negative amounts of problems. What is this? How are you struggling, bro? Just don't struggle. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Oof. I mean, fuck it, we gamble, bro. Like, I don't know. Ah, shit. I think I lost that gamble, but he didn't do a lot of damage. I guess she likes it that way. I mean, aren't they all still level 1? And does Ring Duo are both... Oh, what are you talking about? I got the strongest of these season, don't use them. Yeah, they're still level 1. So Ryoshu likes it that way. That's funny. My Ryoshu's also level 1. Why does she have 0 SP? Good question. I guess she didn't win her initial clash. Doing pretty good right now. Doing pretty good right now. Nice. She looks like she's locked in now though, guys. I wouldn't worry about her having 0 SP last turn. She seems to be doing a bit better. Yoshi doesn't discriminate based on level. She slimes you all out equally except Pinky Claire. Who are we getting for, like Pinky Nurse Father, dude? Like, who's getting that? Are we even gonna get that?
절대죠.
Pinky Nurse Father, like Ishmael? It can't be Ryoshu, it's not possible.
지름대로 움직일 뿐입니다. 지름대로는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 거.
There is no Pinky Nurse Father? That doesn't make any sense.
그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나?
Already had Ish's the okay, yeah, Ish's Kittle, that's right. Kittle. No, we still need Blade of House of Spiders is a D star. No, because Yoshihide is like Yoshihide and the fucking Pinky Nurse Father are two different people, so it doesn't make sense for us to not get one. Father is gone according to Yoshiota's story. Rhythm's father seemed to be showing herself in the mirror world. Bruh, hell no, that's way too complicated. They could have just given us another character. It's the fucking Nurse Father, bro. So what we're saying is we're gonna be missing a Nurse Father. We're down a Nurse Father, nigga. Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's what I'm getting out of this.
운명적인 죽음일세. 수행되었습니다. 미래를 과거와 같이.
It's only the first door, and the impediments are already beyond expected levels. Thought that was it for me. If you just listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gotten cooked like that in the first place. Why even dragging me into this if you're not gonna trust me? It'd be kinda hard to get a Shiomi Yoro ID since we have like no lore on her, and the Aria ID would be fucked up for Ryoshu considering she just slimed out her own kid. Shimi was the OG Pinky Nurse Father. She disappeared. So they make Ryoshu the Pinky Nurse Father. If she takes Aria's place, Aria's a Nurse Father in our world. Good work. Wayfarer does have a team dedicated to this sort of task, but the mortality rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door of an expedition without any casualties are under 15%. This, by all measures, counts as a flawless expedition. Manhandled Kira with a fist to her face. Those Favis won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down, right? That cannot be assessed with certainty. Are you saying more might come? Corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf clock. And those Favis beasts have endured as long-standing faction within the ring. If they've got that much history, they must know many back doors, both the origins and destination points. The reason she doesn't remember Sinclair Wren is because she still reels out Yoshiki for the house. Alan clarified what Ryoshu was hinting at. Yes, compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternative routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration. Even if that were the case, it is unlikely they would move on the House's fighter so soon. Something like, hey kiddo, you can only wield one of those two blades, you'll have to pick one day. Huh.
완벽하게 수행되었지 않은가. 하지만 아직 기회.
Go, Father Yi Seng.
그렇다면 여전히 난 아무것도 인간.
And got power lifted by his daughter. A backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the preparation. Irregular phenomena. Special analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner 11 sign and the manifestation of possible future. Oh. Gag of sinners who had tagged along either to watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work. Vespa! Super sulky mode engaged, not talking for half a day. Fear for my back now, it's a little inconvenient for me. Best make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel ever again. Virgilius looked on with an inscrutable expression as Karn peeled the snack thief sign off Vespa's back. I remember this so I don't have to go burning through a little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense. He's already picking something off. Another plate and stuff I gotta do tomorrow. I assumed you were being picky. Oh, yet I still see you gobbling up my share. Look at my snack too. Verg, kick his ass. The honorable mother bitch. I'm aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each sinner is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now you're raiding the LCE supplies as well. Well, that's what's been agreed upon, okay. Besides, that's that, and this is that. His brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of this endless cycle of snack-related headaches and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity. I draw near our guide and broke his brooding silence with my TikToks. So far been limited to two individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility to this phenomenon, the only viable information so far has been its existence. Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult. Fast as a point, aside from Sinclair, none of the sinners can actually see the sign. The same would go for the researchers, and Sonya said only select a few people could perceive it. If there were more individuals bearing signs, there would be a wider pool of comparative analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. However, records indicate no suitable references exist. At present, the research effort is limited to reducing variables such as whether or not the irregular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place. This guy's pulling some superpowered future self and just wreck everything. Put me into the subject. I think so. White Ishmael and Faust reported back then. There is a different power. You know, those layers of light. Rings to use functional corners and store those. Yeah. Aye, that doth seem plausible. Correct. As you have stated, the discussion of the subject would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet, ergo, fear would be an unnecessary response at present. Best grounded in supposition, it would seem that the researchers are coaxing forth the hypothesis that vestiges left a wake of Sinclair's future self. They came out of them dragging Sinclair for their research. That I was being dragged off, but still it happened anyways. No, I mean. Blood, skin sample, and they were also checking if the sign reacts to electrical stimulation. Any possible futures? Ah, shit, nigga. You even pulled out that trick you picked up from that plastered old geezer, right? Not just that, he was using Mang quite effortlessly, too. The ring thing? Yep, the glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around his weapon. What? This nigga Sinclair's the goat? Virgilius, too. You could just ask Virgilius what it is, bro. I only learned to wield it from my team leader, too. I have a sensory understanding of Shen, but I can claim nothing too profound. However, what I can spare are some rumors, though they are without proper sources. They circulated among elite fixers and association leadership. There exists a power called Shen, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs. Yes, even the technique to manifest it, how-to tips really, spread through hearsay. Yeah, that tracks. The super rookie column in the latest mag bonus video, bro was really popping off with it. Straight up ore farmed with a shiny Ming wrapped around the weapon. Serious? It's in the latest issue, literally on the videotape in the back, maybe you missed it. For many a week have I been stranded in Mephi. Freaking need a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Woe is me. When I return, I shall feast upon the night of the noble exploits of adventuring fixers. The Mantle of Shen grants its users a high degree of physical enhancement. There is no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it. That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prosthesis and augmentation. Depending on how it is used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to the ego you use. I can walk you through the fundamentals if you'd like. Holy fuck, all the sinners are gonna have Shang. From what I observed, it appears to be a technique reserved for those capable of strength. At our current level, is it not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it? Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research, and according to her, physical strength itself has a little bearing on one's ability to learn and wield Shen. The Yellow Harpoon says, it is, in essence, a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training. His brows twitched at the moment of Harpoon left and chased his lips. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a big fan of his own title, the Yellow Harpoon. Well, it fits, I think. He's got yellow stripes and he used Harpoon. Can you agree with that? If I were to exaggerate, even Sinner Yiseng's pre-contact self could manage to learn it. Why must this self of mine be chosen as the point of comparison? Well, because you're the wimpiest one here. Don't let it get to you. Even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power that anyone can grasp with ease. Tiger, whatever their names are, used to it. As long as you're bound by contract to sinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited, unless you rely on particular identities or come upon an extraordinary circumstance. Fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked if she could use any Shen or Meng. He's a man who probably never once reflected upon his own sins. His response always came back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turned to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed too, or perhaps she couldn't find the words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression settling into a blend of frustration and something that looked a little too close to sadness. Yes, you'll be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. It is assuming the company decides to tolerate your continued existence. As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal. Closer to a threat than you are to an ally, strictly speaking. Don't get comfortable, because the managers and sinners treat you with lenience. Step out of line, and you'll be the one who pays the price. The examination is concluded. I suppose it wouldn't be an issue to let you hear the results together. We have concluded that Ryoshu is black and can no longer use her sword. So Ryoshu uses an ego weapon. Yes, but we may have uncovered a thread, something that could lead to restoring Ryoshu's memories, though again, that too is merely a possibility. Yes, that is absolutely true. A far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes, further analysis on the scour itself would be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the wing nurse father's quarters. That will be all. The prisoner of war? Kita needled at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people just to be safe. Otis and Heathcliff's hand shot up the moment I finished speaking. Your recognition of my loyalty honors me. Otis, understand better than anyone your concern about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. Yet she would torture POWs. To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command, this cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety. Not keen on how I'd just keel over the moment you summon me. Feels a bit dodgy. Better I stick by your side and scrap it out myself. Along then. Guess you can just summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan. Our research yet unfinished. Hold me to my effort. I shall join you once it has found closure. I can be of help wherever you're going. I will follow if that is your order. I like that you can just summon anyone at all times. Fuck it, I guess, bro. That's like such an OP power. So many side stories can be played at the exact same time now, I suppose. Wow, guys, we got 130 minutes. Mid-shitter, the sinners pass out because Dante needed to fight like 3 backsheet rats. That should be fucking hilarious. Sinners, to me, this is Molar Office we're up against. You've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability of leading to the ring's gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but hold on a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. That door there, pretty sure it connects to Incorp's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some canned whatever it was. And that wooden door with the bandages wrapped around the handle, Papa would go there to cross out vengeances. From what it said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb subsidiary or something. Unlike earlier, where she offered vague snippets, even about just a single door, Kira's now feeding Alan a stream of intel. Singular member of the Stray Dogs we're up against. Yeah, no, for real. I think she'll climb up out of spite. I wonder if she changed her mind about something. Frickin', I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know. Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking to let you know which ones you need to enter. Who do you guys want to go first? Reach for the nearest door, Ryoshu suddenly veered off, stepping in front of another one. It feels familiar. I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Ryoshu stopped speaking when a fragment of memory painted in all parts slipped into my mind. Okay.
Thank you.
This one, yeah? Here we go. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. Judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located within the nest, most likely a park. Every sod walk in here dragging some animal along. Means they've got money to burn. Proper rich lot, this place. The walk, the past Ryoshu mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces click together. Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy, though. Sorry, was a bit bigger than by then. Yeah, we'll look at the trailer. Send the trailer in the general chat, please. We'll take a look at it. That's a big doggy. Alright, give her lots to eat. Gonna go for walks? Just workshop the dad always visits. The doors there is connected to a park. We can go right now. Back in House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Ryoshi's past. We seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like we experienced with the H-Corp on the route. Then again, unlike how it was between Lindog and Halu, Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Ryoshu. Guess that makes sense. My one and only best friend. Because of that, Saru would be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart for an assignment. The spiral driven through her. The first ever leash. Looking back, might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner. To your point of poisonous animal. How can such wickedness be born? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain, and I shut myself in my room crying. You would? Not someone else? Who else? Of course it was me. After witnessing the fragment of memory, and Lith looked utterly unconvinced. While I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day. What I received was something he called the Beastbone Blade. A tanto that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing. Creepy about Robo-Unk, so that's how he killed your dog, huh? He didn't kill Saru. That tanto was alive. I'll right nutter that psycho. Her eyes were embedded in it like adornments, and they'd stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. That's harsh. Like, reading that out loud is, like, harsh. Ugh. I haven't really checked out with the other Ring artworks outside Albina and her nurse fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that, but yeah, their stuff never gave me any art vibes for, well, I was terrified at first, yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste. Peel. From what you told me about Callisto, it looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. There's something he always used to say, art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it, but that bastard Callisto's installation artworks cause him night terrors and nightmares for... The scabbard moved, and Ryoshi came to a pause. It trembled, but there was once a strange aliveness to it. As though it quivered between fear and anticipation, night terrors, crying for nightmares in the House of Spiders. There was actually someone who got scared of Ring stuff back in your day? You need to check something. We've seen enough here, let's go back. Used to be a huge artwork displayed here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying he'd need practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. What's wrong? Told you to keep the exhibition in your room. No space in my gallery. Nadia has reached an age where she may be introduced to the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem. It would. You liking it and me acquiring the taste doesn't mean Nadia will. Get you back to our room. It was crying. Saru. The lacerated memories can never be made whole no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryoshu everything we knew about Aria, but it never truly reached her. This hollow void, this must be Aria. for what's been emptied begin to entangle with Ryoshi's memories. That would make it possible for us to reminisce about audio together. The Satorato audio gave seemed to show how pleased she was with the small step. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out, but unfortunately, none of the places we ended up at stirred Ryoshi's memories any further. Startled, Kita pointed ahead, where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looked like massive lumps of flesh. Up, another back door. Washed. You got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Let's kill them. That's what they said. To sum up like 2 paragraphs, they just said let's kill them.
주분께서 너희에게 거는 기대가 크더군. 최선을 다해라.
주군께서는 사소한 실수로 책 잡지 아니하시니 너무 긴장하지 말고 임하게.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
필연적
Double head? Oh wow.
절대적
옳다.
Oh hey, we actually landed all of them.
격발
Dude, 140 on turn 1 is stupid. What the
예상한
fuck?
것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
지령대로 움직일 뿐입니다.
실수일지 의도일지.
저희를 헤아릴 수 없다면 그 용도를 고민하는 것이 상책이지.
I like that canonically Dante is just capable of summoning all the sinners from anywhere at all times now.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Like, that's pretty OP. We just have a narrative reason for us to be able to use any sinner at any time now.
유효하군.
태어난 곳으로 돌아가라.
아이씨 짜증나게.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but it can be really inconvenient if the sinners don't get a heads up. Yeah, I suppose. Let me do it again.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나.
지령에 따라 참격. 이야. 차. 아이씨 필연적
Can't use it if the sinners are split up fighting other opponents, true. Imagine being summoned by Dante mid-shit and just having your body slump over on the toilet. Honestly, I would imagine that that would happen.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
속삭.
I would assume that he can't just like spam this technique either. Like if they're broken, I don't think he could probably like just revive the soul or spirit like or consciousness like instantly. Does that make sense? Mark Van Gregor. Yeah, of course, of course.
브레이크 결정 해본 초월
큰
지령에게
흐름을
불확실한
뒤집은 건
것은
아니나
없네.
좋은 움직임이로구나.
파고들 시간이다. 잔무에.
그대 잠시 아직 5번 더 갈라야만 합니다. 아이씨 짜증나게.
Can we get like Dante versus Ash Ketchum? Can we get that? Can we get a death battle of Dante versus Ash Ketchum?
브레이크 슬램!
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠. 판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 거.
버려도 상관없지?
그래서 어쩌라는 거지?
경계. 그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나?
예측할 수 없게
So it's doing their missions as far as we know.
방심했고
찢어 놓아주마.
예측한 대로
운명적인 죽음일세. 차! 운명적인 죽음.
굳이 직접 목격하지 않아도 느낄 수 있겠죠.
The last of the ring's infiltrators had been eradicated. Doom resembles a shop mall, the one filled with batches of toys. Just relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. Once regarded that fucker's room as a home, and my memories of it are all fragments at best. And accompanied by its trimmers, we began to move towards the corridor of the middle.
이제 다음 시련만 넘어서면 본인 또한 감히 나를 가족이 될 수 있겠군. 그렇게 된다면 본인은 더 이상 죽을 일도 외로울 일도 없을 테지.
Perfected version of Malkuth does. It just summons like copies. It just summons multiple like copies of the sinners. Like so you have the main sinners, and then you just have like 3 teams of different IDs that you can pick. And fuck it, we ball.
만곡된 직선을 직선으로 질주하겠어.
They swept everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? What about my toy box? She is gone, Cash is gone. 36 sinners versus Lehang. I was curious that only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch used to be. Corners of her lips curled into a faint smile. With sufficient cooperation, perhaps they'd be more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Tell you about what I know. 2 doors made here from paper and wood, they connect to S Corp. The one reinforced with steel leads to V Corp, back streets. Having lived here, they made frequent use of the doors. Kira was clearly the right person. So there's just one back door left open. This isn't anything new. These back doors are just too bloody convenient, and portals too. They ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning a knob and entering. It's me you'll outpace your business rival in no time. Hard pressed to agree with the 2 convenience into when it comes to using backdoors and portals, but since your intent was to claim wafer superiority over the current W Corp, I'll take it as a compliment. Winter cost aptly said. While this has been a workday relatively free of casualties thanks to the quality of information provided, do you understand that Wayfarer's company primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance? Each of these services fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities, whose exact natures haven't been confirmed yet, that appear in the liminal space between paths. It also costs a pretty penny to keep the secured path well secured. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering that we are also trying to prevent our rivals from taking the corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet on. It must be one of his precautions, just in case. Maybe his dry smile and the unsettling lack of reaction to anything are hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by such horrors. Still, our work's gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help of everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than expected. The General Great Lake area. Welcome to U-Corp's giant Stingray port ship. Chimed in with a shudder as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him. Bro, Sinclair was charming, traumatized. I was just a freak. Indeed. Alas, 'tis true that the punishment wrought upon our merry band hath severely outweighed the crime. Would thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that the coupons to use would remedy thy pain a smidge? Right. You haven't got anyone to spruce up for it anymore. Sweet, then can I use them? We're regularly with them all, so he's popping me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor and he'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away haircuts every 10 visits, he sees. I'm excited. Sure, these guys would know their way to get me out of there, even though they didn't know me so well. Give you that so that I could be bowl cut. It was reminiscent of the self-satisfied look she'd give after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days. Thinking back, I've never since Sinclair's transitions became reliable enough. The sinners had less reason to voice their frustrations with Ryoshi's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. She ridiculously incorporated on purpose. She's a tutor retro. Must have been annoying to play along. I know aught of that conflict with thee. Trifling and apocryphal as they may be, yet we were all compelled to peer inwards towards the interests of the family. Yeah, I wanted to know what Papa was into, to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know if these things I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject, so... He'd tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide learned this in 2 days, or, yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know?
I hate men.
What?
Stopping me and questioning me.
Yeah, you're weird, bro.
I mean, if you want $100, I'll get you $100 real quick.
What the fuck are you talking? Bro, okay. Stop going on TikTok, bro.
Who needs money? I'll get all of y'all
Oh,
money.
yeah,
Everybody on stream getting money, bro.
That's crazy work. I mean, that's the type of person I would expect to move up at a city company, yeah. Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. I once thought of him as the same as you do now. A good man, at least amongst the... Alright, give me a second, I gotta deal with this. My girlfriend is like actually fucking goofy. But one day, I don't know how the fuck do I even transition back into this. I realized that he'd never understand the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it. One day thou sayest, pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man? That, I don't remember when or why, just that it happened. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school. Bullshit, I've never been to school. I never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias might have been talking out of his ass again. What? Papa showed me that video where he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure. As Kira went on, Ryoshi's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. Couldn't blame her, so much of her memory had been mutilated. Ryoshi didn't sound like she was denying any of it. Denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said she'd never been to school and never even wanted to. And I wanted to glimpse the fragment of memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Very well. Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There is a a subsidiary of the ring. You sure it was a school? Not like an art academy or something like that? Perchance it... I don't know if that's how you use the word perchance. Perchance it be an academy, not a school? Wait, that kind of makes more sense. Yeah, it must have been an academy. Academy of Art. Huh. Ryoshi muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned towards me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack. Then she lightly smacked me upside the head with her scabbard. This memory sucks, Clock. Would have been fine without it, but at least I got to remember the incident that changed my perspective with Matthias. School, Yoshihide. Well, I don't see why you would wish, let alone need, to go to such an institution where we nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education you require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the nest formulaic educational systems. But Dad, I saw him in a picture book. I don't have any friends here. Oh, Rhiannon is pointless. But it is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition, that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshihide, I shall register you in an institution that's not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There's an academy of art, a subsidiary of the ring, companionship with other talented children, and... Fuck. Approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshihide's growth. The prescript approves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, hand puppet of the prescripts by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice? Of what is right or wrong? And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. Callisto found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with other kids. No, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course, I would, when all we ever did was nod along to the lectures and spout purple pros. All the while, making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Maybe I don't give the point of the slog is. Tying and treatment butters and color a drop of ink can do better. I read that in a book. I'm excited to learn about the cutest technique in this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even part of the curriculum? It's boring, shallow core stuff. There's either butt kick. I guess it wasn't actually what set me off. I don't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Matthias did. It's just what I was taught to dislike at the one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids will be kids and all that. He said, does not sound like Squilliam from SpongeBob, son. I'm home, Dad. Hey, buddy, you're home early? Oh man, must have been playing rough today. You got dust all over. Got into a fight. A fight? Yeah, they kept saying dumb stuff about class stuff, so I smacked them. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek, but it's okay, because I punched them this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, just got some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on a coloring book? Dad'll be home before you know he's about to go execute a kid. No, it's family business. I ain't seen what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them some naughty nose don't learn respect unless you beat it into them. Huh. If only you'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. Papa! I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You're a member of the family. That automatically gets you written up in the book. Yeah, and he did what he did in the end. There you are, Yoshide. Is class starting already? My diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Matthias versus grade 1s. Matthias upscale, he beat a room full of grade 1s. More like I mean, yeah, they technically are grade 1. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ringing bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, and there's so many sniveling brats here. As for the crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone agreed that they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. In that case, pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, Execution by Beheading, they clearly don't got much use for what sits on their shoulders, eh? How do you like it, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? Senseless, barbaric violence. Uncultured, uncivilized animal. Not be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I had eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is much more significant and prestigious institution this time, I assure you. Even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did the previous academy. Yoshihide, I don't want to go to an academy. I don't want to go. I don't need friends anyways. So I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find out about the things I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did the others. But he'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety, because I was worried about, I don't remember what, but I do remember that I would never stop thinking about my room. So whatever occupied my room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. Scabbard that was once Aria, a memory without attachment. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet faintly expectant gaze between Ryoshi's scabbard and my device. I doubt the device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point. From everything we know, the ring nurse father seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood. Huh? Yeah. Didn't know that Robo-Unk was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you wanted and even got angry on your behalf. Hazy memories, almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. It was made of heads. Heads? Yes, decapitated heads from the incident at the academy, threaded together into a sculpture. Thinking back, it was one sorry excuse for art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low-effort bullshit like that could make me feel any better. Morphovist. We're gonna beat the fuck out of these niggas. Yeah, I can imagine, gang. What about Uncle Sora into a weapon? We can forget that. Yeah, no, for real. Sasha has orange burn marks. He seals himself for fourth grade. That's funny, dude. I like that we're getting the fucking theme song for Matthias for this section. Like, there's no point, but okay, I guess. Like, fuck it, we ball, dude. No reason to play Matthias' theme song right now. Triple Tails is fucking crazy, bro. Triple Tails on positive SP is actually like fucking... that shit's so ass, bro. Holy fuck. Did you know that I absolutely don't have to fucking... You are damn near guaranteed to lose your first dagger bar regardless of whether you won that clash or not. Dude, I love Lord Lu for that. That shit is so fucking busted. I think Rien was the best parent to Yoshu. I mean... yeah, I'd have to agree, dude. I can't think of anything he did that was like legitimately fucking awful, but that's probably because I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember. Probably was dog shit. This is a retreat order. Yeah, no, I shouldn't give that. What does struggling look like? -6 to 10. You know what? I gamble. I'm a gambler. I'm a bit of a gambler. Let's see it, dude. Oh fuck, he won. Oh fuck. This nigga Lord Lu got staggered.
매울 건가?
이용하는 것이 상책이겠지만
주군이라면 매웠을 거다.
그래, 부상자를 챙기지. 남았어도 이 정도쯤은 바이올렛 브레이크 슬램! 차포잡이야. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
Nice.
유효하군.
Oh fuck.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Bless you.
큰 흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나.
Oh, who died? Who the fuck croaked? Insane. I mean, I know I'm not playing like the greatest, but like seriously, we're actually like some of us died. Jesus Christ, bro! I did not press that. I mean, we could A-res, but it's probably not the best option I have. Yeah, you might as well. Using mouse as a generalist in the Big 26. That's funny.
흐름을 뒤집은 건 아니나 좋은 움직임이로구나.
헤어.
This should be devastating, if not just a straight up kill.
통 끊기.
Yeah, that's left him with 1 HP.
이제 끝이지.
Obsidian Storm Riders coming in with a heavy clutch. Oh, Violet Breaker again.
바이올렛. 아이씨, 짜증나게.
판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어진다.
버려도 상관없지.
그래서 어쩌라는 거지?
불가 경계.
그건 발레야. 가치 없군. 죽어라.
Every skill consists of at least 1 chord. Thanks, buddy. Had no fucking clue.
마침내 굴레 하나를 끊었어. 두려움 없이 나아갈 수 있는 아씨가 그리던 홍원이 한 걸음 더 가까워진 것이야. 그러니 언젠가 제외할 날 꼭 내게도 은자를 부르.
That about wraps up the middle corridor. Bundle of papers detailing the coming and going of the thumb members. Shitty scrap papers. She breaking up with that useless shit this whole time. Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to, we found one of her backup ticket hoards. Marked any doors that needed to work with a drone. Closer. I thought you bumped her head earlier. Fear tends to grow most unmitigated where it is distant and unseen. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it, or I don't know. I'm even just avoiding the truth when it's staring me at the face. She needs to keep her shoes on, and it's all good and dandy for her. Things don't work out that way for me. Oh, he's weirdly cagey about himself. Maybe he does it just to learn more about her. Acronym is Cure rolls her eyes out of exasperation. Between the bickering sinners and Cure, however, Odor stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her face. She's listening to the exchange humors and Gregor like a woman possessed. I mean, that arm justified just fine so far. How? It changes things. Can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable. Some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease. That Gregor wasn't wrong in that. At present, there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. Still got a good chunk of the journey left, and eventually we'll have to. Bro, just like take off Don Quixote's shoes if that shit ever happens. For an even darker, bleaker truth of the war. I really trust Gregor not to crumble. And at first, I thought I couldn't give a hoot. You know how it is, Hollywood. We, the bus team, didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. But through our journey, I began to think of you as my comrades, and I was okay with that because I had too much faith in my own weakness. When I realized that I'd grown so weak I couldn't even take down some backstreet thug with this arm, I was relieved. Imagine that, the same arm, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the smoke war. I'll be honest, when that Hoheim fella said I was an exception, the thought alone made me hope. The potential to be harmless, weaker than even that of non-combatant like you say, made me hope for a life that didn't sound bad. We all know what that went though, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all, I just couldn't bring myself to fight again, because I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again, because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. Badly, barely, holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on and nothing else. This really brings me back years. The memories are so clear it's like they all happened yesterday. Best you kick me off the bus, before push comes to... That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't leave with you. Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril. It's like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an accident occur, even if it comes at the cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city. That's something I never expected to hear from you. I guess you're right. If we're seeing this through to any kind of end, this would be the place to do so. Not many places in the city we can have warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this consultation thing's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatizing as yours, Honglu. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in that war must have gone through more or less the same experience. Miss Moses, Otis, even Valentina. That piece of work. Can't attach a number to our misfortunes as if there's something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it, but you, Gregor, you're not like me. Every few steps that distance you from your past, you'd come to pause, to spare a look toward the path you'd walked. All those years I let slip by, all those that slipped you by are dotted with fathoms of suffering that are both ineffable and beyond measure. Different experiences, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, it's that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time. Dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the cacophony of the war, like screaming comrades who resented me even as they lay there dying, and the wounds they left in my heart bled me dry. But I thought you were fine of Miss Mirza, Miss Moses. I've talked too much. That aside, haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come from that corner you're hiding in. Ah, well. I would have had to share this with Manager Bud or the rest of you fellas sooner or later. So I really don't mind, but what's she doing here? Temporary accompaniment. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have clues to be certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the nurse's thumbfather was most attached to? What? No. Duh. Didn't you guys all see her? You think I'd chat up a scary lady like that? No, so fucking valid. Dude, she was beating the ever-loving shit out of Lucio every time I saw them together. Oh yeah, he went down fighting you guys to the end, huh? Stuff about her generosity and all that, and fought till he died. Damn, it's unexpected. Being real for a second here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides. Why is that? You know the vibes. You guys don't know because you haven't seen him long without the scary lady always looming over him. Look, I thought you might be training wrong because you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about swords from this comic book. You're permitted to even have a single deviation if it means to repay the debt of Dozer. Seriously, I thought you were gonna crash before Yoshida even came home. Suppose textbook and I had that in common. Yes, I do remember. Don't even need the clock's help to piece it back together. It's that one. Fucking fly. Where do those G-Corp fucks even drag those gross pests from? Do I look okay to you, ticket? Fine. You know I don't break easy. Should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-Corp vermin ticket. Serious? They've got truckloads of expensive treatment on the ready to patch me up the moment I get back to the field. Well, okay, never mind that. Hey, this works. Been her years in the smoke war. Left her perpetually exhausted. We battle with a smile. Stop drinking. Stop beating me too. Like a blissful idiot who forgot that she was still neck deep in the inescapable pit called the House of Spiders. Well, the ironic peace didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the Conciliere, the Thumb, visited the House of Spiders as a tutor. That's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor all day. Beatings returned, and so did the edge of her profanities. It's pathetic. Sad, but wasn't Valentina on the winning side? A war hero at that. I heard of the regulation that prevents smoke war participants from moving into L Corp and K Corp nests. Common thread between those post-war rules is that they make lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers. Doesn't that mean that the back door will drop us into a trench they dug during the war? Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it. For you, but what would be the point? Basic treatment principles of M-Corp psychotherapy centers. Man, treats taking leads. What the fuck did I miss?
No.
Alright, let's call it here. Let's take a look at that trailer. And we'll continue this either tomorrow or some other day. Guys, we got a whole 3, bro. Holy fuck. We're really locked in right now, guys. What is this kid? Leviathan! Oh shit, nigga. Does she get Shin? No, she doesn't. I forgot. No, they get kind of Shin. They get Shin kind of, bro. The middle grudge is their version of the Shin. It's a relic, bro. Alright, let's take a look at this. Puts burn count on hit or something. Check out Leviathan status. Yeah, we'll look into it. Let's go here. It's a better shit all chief in the commission of agencies like the spy and combat specialized fixer offices. The destruction of government is still occurring unchecked somewhere in the streets. Exactly, that's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Sudden flash blinded my vision light. So I stared into its 17 seconds of a bright flash. Or is it soft tone? New identities. S-Corp Chun Yokun.
괜찮은 표현 아닌가요? 살과 뼈가 붙어먹으니 피가 아주 철철 흘러내리잖아요. 덕분에 저희 추노꾼들은 살판 났죠. 잡아와도 도망가고 또 도망가고 아주 일이 끊이질 않는답니다. 일이 나오시죠?
So it's coming tomorrow.
노비답게 죄인이면 죄인답게 이 오랏줄에 묶이시길. 몇 놈 놓치긴 했지만 어차피 잡아들일 노비는 차고 넘치잖아요. 지금 이
So it's gonna be a bind season?
민초들은 한가득이고요. 이번 추세에 일일비하지 말고 다음에 잘 잡아보죠.
바람에 닳고 뒤에 쉴때도 검결은 흐려지지 않았습니다.
LCD team. Ishmael.
맡은 바를 다할. LCD 부서 현장 추리팀 소속 이스마엘. 의뢰하신 바에 따라 뒤틀린 포획 시작하겠습니다. 그저 칼을 휘두르는 것만이 전부였던 자들은 유리를 걷어내.
Yeah, no, bro. It's gonna be bind season for us, guys. It's guaranteed. You already know the intervalos, bro. They basically set the tone for the next season, bro. We're getting bind season, nigga. Let's go!
지금 검계라는 이름을 마땅히 댈 수 있는 자는 저 하나뿐이겠네요.
Blade lineage. Ah, I see. I understand.
아씨처럼 뛰어난 직관과 지성을 가진 것도 아니라서요. 살수본위. 살아왔던 궤적대로 검을 휘둘러 배워야 할 것을 배고 죽여야 할 것을 죽일 뿐이죠. 그게 사람이든 뒤틀림이든. 돌아오고 있어요. 뒤틀림에서 다시 사람의 형상으로. 살수의 방식으로는 절대 도달하지 못했을 결과일 테죠. 이젠 좀 알 것 같네요. S사로 떠나기 전까지 제가 현장 추리팀에서 무엇을 배워가면 좋을지.
Through hard times. Alex was not quite so wretched in form, was it, mentor? More so. Okay, now this is a goated ego. What the fuck? Yo, this ego's goated. We need more egos like this, where they're just straight up fucking like throwing straight hands, as opposed to them just summoning like the fucking will of God and just smiting people. Is this an ego that transforms? What? Transforming ego is fucking awesome. Everyone thought that. What do you mean? that sucks, dude. But I can actually change from good. Might as well turn Kim Salt into type 5. Hold on, because I gotta see, like, what do you mean by that? Is there more for me to look at? Bleed poise and fixes his kit. So hold on. Okay. Oh fuck. Oh my god. Okay, that's not helping me actually. What the fuck? Can I like open this in another tab and then like, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. So skill 1, gain coin power for every poise bleed. If target has Trust Honolulu. Bleed count, yep. I'm actually not super duper interested in this character. Let's say I'm more so interested in this and what y'all are talking to me about it. Blade Lineage Master Mercil, use this skill. Use less ego resources, clean clash power, and deal more damage for every whatever. Deal more damage against the main target. Gain drink to whatever. What? Gain clash power. Drink to the fallen, deal more damage against the main target. Directly changes his keywords to poise bleed and buffs his application. I don't see the after effects. Like, where does he get stronger? Oh, here's the ego passage. Okay, hold on. Always active. Blade Lineage Mentor Mercil exclusive effect. When hit with base skill, inflict bleed. This identity counts as an entity that applies bleed and poise. This identity's base skill counts as skills that inflict bleed and poise. When an ally is defeated, gain drink to the fallen. If the defeated ally's blade lineage, gain more drink to the fallen. This unit has drink to the fallen into resentment. Blade lineage Mercil gains resentful scabbard. Gain resentment, growing resentment, resentful scabbard expires. When this unit has drink to the fallen, when this unit has taken damage that brings his HP to 0, heal, drink to the fallen, stack X percentage XP. Then drink to the fallen expires. When staggered, remove from staggered, excluding force stagger. Corrosion, all enemies and allies gain poise / power and / fragility. Blade Lineage Mercil gains even more poise. Base skills deal X more damage on critical hit. Base skills that gain poise or gain clash power. Gain min and max speed on hit. Heal by damage percent uses of the skill. Jesus. Resentful scabbard with an ally. Including this unit here. Gain growing resentment equal. Memoriam passive now ignores conditionals and activates at max potential. When activating Prize Resin, apply Sword of the Homeland True Essence on all allies other than this unit. On using Yield My Flesh, this damage does not reduce this unit's HP below X. lose poison self clash power ran it down. On using to claim their bones, gain poise. To claim their bones gains X stack final power. On hit, using the final coins of either yield my flesh on to claim their bones, deal X more damage. Sword of the Homeland True Essence base attacks gain final power plus Blade of Lineage, field X rounded down if this is Blade of Lineage Salsu. Base skills gain final power and deal X plus. Turn end gain haste, bro. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, that's fucking busted. Holy moly. Alright guys, yeah, no, that's fucking hot. That's hot as shit. I think that's gonna be it for me tonight, guys. I am really fucking tired. Today was like my first day really off from slave labor, so no dude, this is fun. We're definitely gonna come back and finish out the rest of the intervalo. If not tomorrow, probably some other time this week. But until then, guys, keep moving forward and have a good evening.